I am in a bit of pain right now, and I wanted to make this video to talk to you about the miraculous power of quantum healing and holistic healing. So, I injured my knee yesterday quite badly. I haven't been able to walk today. I've got crutches. I can't put any weight on my leg, and it's been quite intense. Um, I asked for some advice from some knee specialists, and they told me it looks like I've torn ligaments in my knee. I was basically yesterday. I was in such great health. I did this amazing workout. I'm on a health kick at the moment. I'm watching this amazing personal trainer, and I did a calisthenics workout in my garden in the sun with my bare chested, getting all of the sun, all of the grounding, barefoot, all the goodness, and I did a powerful workout. I'm actually aching all over today. You know when you do those workouts where all the muscles in between your ribs ache. And then we went to a friend's house last night, and I was just playing with their kids in the garden. We lit a fire, they had a slide, we were having a great time, and then I was wrestling with a 6 year old, and we were just playing around, and then crunch. If you imagine the sound when you bite into celery, that's what my knee sounded like. He just jumped on my back, and then my knee twisted in the wrong way, and then crunch. It was a horrible sound. I've never heard anything like it before. I used to do skateboarding. I've been an MMA fighter. I've been doing all different kinds of things, and been in so many leg locks before, and never heard something like that. So yeah, I couldn't walk. Reached out to some knee specialists. Now they're saying that if it's torn ligaments, the healing time would be about 6 weeks. Some people told me it could be 4 months, and obviously we do quantum healing, right? So I thought, why not use our quantum tools? So I want to share with you. I just had about a 90-minute session with an amazing, incredible healer called Belinda White. And Belinda just gave me an EFT session. So EFT is emotional freedom technique. It's tapping on different meridian points in your body. It's using affirmations and different ways to express language, different ways to connect you with the emotions in your body, because what we find is with most dis-ease and most aches and most pains, it's actually emotional. That's one of the core things with quantum healing. Most of the things that are happening in your life right now, the blockages, is because there's some emotions, some unresolved trauma, there's something you haven't dealt with, you've pushed something down, there's something in your life that's not in alignment. And using something like EFT, or I'm a hypnotherapist and we do the quantum regression for all of you who are doing the quantum regression with us, it's incredible. So I've had loads of great experiences with EFT. Now I have a video, because I just said this to Belinda when we were on the session. Like, I don't know if people will believe me. So I have a video I sent to the knee specialist. I can post it below. I couldn't get my knee past, if you imagine the degrees, couldn't get my knee past around 110 degrees. And so that means no straightening my leg at all. So we tapped and we tapped and we tapped, and we cleared and we cleared and we cleared. And now this is the knee. And now I can straighten the knee after just one session. So we can straighten the knee. There's a little bit of pain there, but it's not very painful. We can completely straighten the knee. So we've gone from 110 degrees, so just over 90 degrees, so kind of like this, to now fully straight in one session. Now that's amazing, isn't it? Because if we know about knees, if we think about knees as a physical thing, we know that when there's a crunch, so something crunched, the knee specialist said it might be a ligament, the knee swells up to protect it. And if you go and find rice, RICE, it's about icing it and compressing it and elevating it and resting it. They say it takes about 3 days before the inflammation goes. But how can I straighten my entire leg now? Isn't that incredible? And it's not forced. It was very gentle and very beautiful. So I believe with quantum healing, we can heal almost anything very quickly. Miracles happen. There are countless stories. You can just go online, whatever disease or whatever ailment you have, whether it's a physical health one, if it's depression or anxiety, or if it's some kind of genetic disease, or if it's diabetes or whatever it is, or if you've got mental health challenges, or whatever it is that you're going through right now. Just type in people who've healed from, put whatever your thing is, and put holistically. You will find hundreds, maybe thousands of people who've done it. And one of my teachers, they said, like, if you can heal almost anything with quantum healing, why don't people heal when they get their arm amputated? And my teacher said they can. And they said, well, why has nobody done that yet? They said, nobody believes they can. But other animals, lizards, they grow legs back, they grow tails back. And there's a guy called Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you go check him out. He was in an accident, he broke his back, they told him he would never walk again, he had to have all these surgeries, rods and everything, and he said no. He said, I'm going to heal it using my mind. 3 months later, meditating, connecting, imagining his spine healing, and he could walk absolutely fine. And now he runs retreats. People go to his retreats in wheelchairs. After a few days, they can walk again. This is what we're talking about. This is the power of quantum healing. So quantum means working at the very smallest level. So we're working at the energy level. So I don't believe my knee is a solid thing. I don't believe a rock is a solid thing. If you zoom in on a rock with a microscope, this is just basic quantum physics. Zoom in on a rock with a microscope, you will see it is particles zooming around so fast. It is pure energy. You are pure energy. So when we start looking at my knee as something that's made from pure energy, I absolutely believe it can heal. And when someone told me it would take 6 weeks, I just said this to one of my team today, like, well, let's see how quickly we can do this using quantum techniques. So in 1.5 hours, we've gone from not being able to bend it to now fully straight. That is huge relief for me. It's been so uncomfortable having to keep it bent. It's only been 1 day. And in the session, I was tuning in, like, why has this happened? I said, I don't want to hurt myself to prove I can heal myself. I don't want to have to be a poster child for quantum healing. We've got so many client results where incredible things happening. I'll tell you a few. One that's coming up. So one of my clients had a trapped nerve in their back. Went to the doctors. The doctor said, look, there's nothing we can do. Trapped nerve, you just have to wait 6 weeks. This person's crying, can't sleep, really upset. We did a 1 hour session connected to the trapped nerve. Everything's emotions, everything's energy. The emotion there was anger, so we followed that trapped nerve back. Where does that anger come from? We saw they had a disagreement with one of their family members. When did they have that agreement? 6 weeks ago. So then we cleared the anger, we cleared the energy, and boom, without even touching the trapped nerve, it was gone. Completely gone. I never touched them with my physical hands, all done energetically. What other kinds of things are possible? People who have depression, people who have anxiety, people who have intense traumas, even CPTSD, even the most complex traumas. Why do they have that? Well, their nervous system is wired up in a certain way. Their brain is wired up in a certain way. This is what happens when we have traumas. If you imagine your brain as this physical thing, it's quite difficult to imagine rewiring it. If you imagine your nervous system as this very physical thing, it's quite difficult to imagine rewiring it. If you can imagine your brain as this energy, your nervous system as energy, we can rewire things really, really quickly using hypnosis, which is one of my bases, using NLP, using EFT, or using Curate, which is what we do now. So Curate is quantum regression. Regression, there's loads of different kinds of regression. Regression is basically going to the root cause of why the thing shows up, clearing it at the root. A lot of the time it's something from your childhood, sometimes it's a trauma you've had, sometimes it's even from past lives or different places. It can get really wild, which is why, again, it doesn't really matter where it comes from. The idea is, why is it here? What can we learn from it? So I just had this real life experience of quantum healing. I just wanted to share it with you. A lot of the things we do in quantum healing, I just had a client today, amazing person. They've been through some real challenging things in their life, serious physical harm, and their body holds on to that. Your cells hold on to the trauma, onto the memories, and we get triggered so easily, don't we? In this one session, we were able to let that all go. It was one session. It was about 90 minutes that I did on a client today. We let go all of that physical trauma, completely rewired her brain and nervous system, and at the end of the session, she's completely transformed. So if you are holding on to any kind of trauma, physical pain, mental health issues, even really complex ones, find a holistic practitioner, find someone who can help you. And my voice is a little tired, and here's a little reframe for you. For the past week or so, me and my family, we've had runny noses, sore throats, and I used to make that mean something bad was happening. We call it cold or flu or something. We don't call it that anymore since I became on this healing path. I call them ascension symptoms. If you look up the difference between germ theory, this idea that germs make you unwell, and terrain theory, this idea that if you have a healthy body, you will thrive. What you see is when your body has a fever, it's actually releasing energy. Remember, energy can never be created or destroyed, it can only be transferred. So shivering, sweating, snotting, that's all your body releasing energy. It's all your body releasing stuff. A lot of the times in the sessions like today with my client, they start crying. Crying is a beautiful way to release emotions, energy in motion, trapped emotions. If any of you here are overweight, if you're carrying excess fat, that is stored emotions. The fastest way to cure obesity, work on your emotional baggage, work on whatever that is. And so often I get this with clients, their fat is there to keep them safe. It's like a safety blanket. We rewire their brain, we rewire their nervous system. I have different practices, but Curate is the main one, but we also use breath work. We also use some of the other modalities that I have. We let go of whatever that thing is that they're scared of, because they're scared from something that's not really real anymore, right? It's a story. If you've not looked into that before, your past is a story. Your past is a story that you tell yourself over and over and over again. And you are the only person that holds on to that story. And you are the only person that can change that story. If you don't like the story you're telling yourself, change it. If you don't like the way that you tell your life story, imagine, I have a 3-year-old daughter. Imagine you were going to read her your life story right before she goes to bed. How would you tell it? You tell that story to yourself every day in your subconscious mind. So go and do the inner work. Find a practitioner, whatever kind of practitioner that is. There's so many holistic modalities. And I believe all different medicines have their place, whether it's going and doing work with a shaman in the jungle, or whether it's going and doing some kind of conventional therapy. I've been through the conventional mental health system. I've even been in a psychiatric institution for 6 weeks. I know many, many people, including my clients, who have been in that system. They don't give you treatment. They give you ways to manage symptoms. I had a client recently. They were diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic. They were institutionalized for 1 year and they were put on antipsychotics. We did one session together, a quantum regression session, and I just asked them what's going on. They said, when I go to sleep at night, I can hear these voices that are speaking to me and it's scary. Now you can see why any conventional therapist would think, okay, yeah, let's medicate you, let's get rid of those voices. That doesn't sound normal. If you go to a shaman and you tell them you're hearing voices, first thing they'll say is, what are those voices saying? They're not scared of it. They're not scared of the energy realm. Shamanism is basically bridging the gap between the physical realm and the energy realm. So I've been on that path for 7 years now. And shamans, by the way, shamanism is a name for a medicine person from a specific tribe. It's something that we use to explain this general thing about the energy work. But you could just call it holistic medicine people. They'll ask you what it is. So that's what it did. I asked her, what are the voices saying? It turns out she's actually a gifted medium and a gifted psychic. There's nothing wrong with her. But our conventional system doesn't account for people who have psychic gifts and abilities. So we connected to the voices. We taught her how to use her gifts and abilities, because so many of us are clairvoyant and clairaudient, and we can hear things and see things most people can't see. In that one session, she now went from thinking she was mentally ill to now thinking she's psychically gifted. What is the transformation that we can create for people? How many of us are told there's something wrong with us? We have ADHD, we have anxiety, We have bipolar disorder. And I'm not dismissing any of you if you do hold on to those labels. What is ADHD? ADHD means you can't sit in a classroom very well. One of my family members had ADHD. He was put on Ritalin for years. It turned him into a zombie. We took him off the Ritalin. He became a champion athlete. His hyper energy was a gift, but it just meant he couldn't sit in a classroom very well. So what is possible? This is why we're on this mission to create these holistic health centers all around the world. It's why I'm so passionate about this. This is brave for me to talk about this on social media. You know, I got my account taken down in October 2020 on Facebook. I had 20,000 followers. I got my account taken down for talking about just this kind of stuff. But I can't stop it because it's so important right now. And this is why I'm on this mission to build these health centers. If you haven't seen my video, you can go on my YouTube channel, type in Luke Scott Official Holistic Health Centers. You'll find it. It explains we're building these health centers all around the world so people who are in pain, physical pain, mental health challenges, emotional blockages, you can come and get actual unbiased advice from people who can actually help you. But my leg is completely straight. That's crazy, right? It's supposed to be inflamed and unwell and not supposed to be able to do that, but it wasn't. I didn't force it straight. It eased itself straight. So we want to get these quantum modalities, quantum regression in every holistic health center around the world. If you know anyone who has a health center and they're doing this holistic work, please introduce us. I'm on a mission right now to get 10,000 people learning quantum regression. We have a course. You can come and learn it. It's powerful. It's the most powerful thing I ever learned. And come and learn it, please. If you're already a healer, if you're already into energy work, if you're already a yoga teacher or breath work or something, you will fly with it. And if you've never learned any of that stuff before, come and learn it. It'll be phenomenal for you. What a powerful first thing to learn. And if you can support us on this mission, check out the video. You can find it on Facebook, YouTube. It's all over the place. Holistic Health Centers. We need people who have the skills. We need people who have the wisdom. We need people who have the modalities. We need people who have the energy. We need project managers. We need people with the money. We need people with all the different things. Come join us. We're on a massive mission. One of our quantum regression master practitioners at the moment, so we have level 1, level 2, and a master practitioner level. They're creating a course right now called Cure It for Children. They have been using Cure It quantum regression to help kids overcome things like phobias. They had one client, a kid who had a phobia of dogs, really struggled to go to a park if there's any dogs there, so scared any dogs bark, it triggers their nervous system, right? This is how traumas work. Your nervous system gets triggered. In one session, that kid completely got over their fear of dogs. Like, can you imagine the difference in life path? They did it with another kid who had a phobia of swimming. Now, one session later, that kid loves swimming. So we want to help kids not have to suffer. I want to help you not have to suffer. I really encourage you, if you know anyone who's going through anything right now, physical, mental, emotional, energetic, connect them to one of the holistic practitioners. Message me, I can direct you. We have so many beautiful, beautiful, gifted people who are teaching this stuff now. I guess I'll just leave you with this. This was a part of my journey. And I think is a huge thing for so many people in the world. Let me know in the comments if you resonate with this or anything I've said. I had trauma from my childhood that stopped me from letting people in. It was like this ring around my heart, this barrier. And I just literally had a client yesterday who had the same thing. They had this barrier around their heart and it was stopping them from showing people who they really are. It's a defense mechanism from when they were a kid and they were told they couldn't be themselves or they were rejected for different reasons, and we just keep it. We keep it all the way through our adulthood. We don't really let people love us because we don't show people who we even really are. I'm so grateful for my teachers and all the healers and everyone who helped me to let go of that so I can be brave enough and bold enough now to be myself. If you are not fully expressing yourself right now, it's probably a trauma response. If you're a perfectionist right now, it's a trauma response. If you are a procrastinator right now, it's a trauma response. If you have a fear or a phobia of people loving you or people hurting you, it's a trauma response. Do the inner work. Find a practitioner, find a shaman, find a someone. You can do it in your meditation as well, by the way. You don't need anyone else. Nobody heals you. You do it. You and your higher self, whatever you call your energetic self, you both do it together. The practitioner just gives you a tool, they guide you through it, they hold the space for you to do that. But my big spiritual awakening was just in a meditation, no one else around. So I really encourage you, if you're feeling trapped right now, if you're feeling stuck right now, if you're in pain, if you're suffering, believe that it can get better. Find someone to guide you. And if I can help you, please reach out. I do one-on-one sessions. We have our Curate course. So many different things. I have all different meditations and activations. And yeah, you can go on my YouTube channel. If you type in Luke Scott Official Meditations, there are loads of free, completely free activations and meditations to help you upgrade all different parts of your life. So that could be a really good thing. And yeah, let me know in the comments. And thank you. I can see some people tagging people already. Yeah, tag anyone, share this. I'll keep being brave. I'll say the things that most people won't say, because if we don't do it, what is the world going to be like for our children and the young people? I have a 3-year-old daughter and a 4-month-old daughter. I've had to be so brave since they were born. All doctors want to do all different kinds of things to them as soon as they're born. It's crazy. I can't say the words on social media or I'll get my account deleted. But I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm like a ninja. Anyone tries to come near my kids. And we're raising our children holistically. They're thriving. I think the Western medical system does have its place. I very nearly went to get my knee checked out, but I just thought, why don't I ask my friends instead? And so many of my friends are knee specialists, so I didn't need to go to a GP who's had very little training. One of my family members is a GP. They probably have 2 hours of training on how knees work in their entire medical training. Probably. They have 1 hour of training on nutrition. Some have 2. That's it. That's all the nutritional training a conventional Western medical doctor has, unless they do self-study. It's absolutely wild. So we have to be our own doctors. I think that's really, really important. I'll leave you with that. Thank you for tuning in. Even if all you do is energetically say a big yes to this and put some love into it, that would be amazing. If you come and join our Curate tribe and come and learn this modality, amazing. If you come and build a health center with us, incredible. If you have any other ideas for collaborations, I'll do media interviews. I've had my own radio show, my own TV show. My wife's even been on BBC News. She was talking all about mental health, and you know, she's really brave talking about her journey. She was institutionalized too, and so we're here, we're brave, we're going to do this. Together we can do anything. You are amazing. Thank you for everything that you do and everything that you are.